Welcome to Below the Whistle Sports Hiatus. We are back from hiatus. We are back with the most intelligent, ill-informed, uninformed, unrehearsed sports show on the internet. And I'm here with your host and creator of this bad boy, my man Kyle Jones. If he's looking tan, if he's looking refreshed, it is. The episode since August because this man has been funning it in the sun in a well-earned vacation. But now we are back ready for the second half of season one. And you know this man right over here. It looks like he's in the danger room getting ready to do some serious sports analytics, breaking down film.
Yes, sir.
That man out of sunny Orlando. TJ, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, bro. I can't complain. I'm just happy to be on 2 instead of on the 6. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And you know who it is, your favorite hood referee who's not playing hood today, not playing referee today, is playing just another guest. And we're going to be talking about some crazy topics, man. So you know who it is, your boy Mars, a.k.a. Marlon Beardo, the Bearded Weirdo. And we are here on Below the Whistle Sports. You guys ready to rumble?
Ready. Let's go.
All right, let's get it. So the first topic, these guys are NFL heads, but you know my heart is all about basketball. It's been some breaking news. Dame time is now Buck time. It looks like Dame Dash has got his switch. Dame Lillard has got his. Hey, I told you we're an uninformed, ill-informed sports show. We might be drinking. We're not drinking tea. We drinking for real. But yeah, Damian Lillard, man. He wanted to be traded to Miami, so he got half his wish. Begins with an M. It's not quite Miami, but did any of y'all have Milwaukee on the radar of possible teams that Dame would end up with?
Oh, you want this first? Go ahead, TJ.
You go first.
I didn't see this coming. I saw Miami and Toronto. I've been hearing about Toronto a lot. I did not see Milwaukee coming. I hate this move for Milwaukee. To give up Drew Holiday, I think they gave up a lot of defense. And he's won a championship before. Like, you gave up somebody that's been in the grind that won a championship. Dame has never done that. Dame can't stay healthy. I don't remember Dame like putting the team on his back to win a championship. I think he's like the most overrated player in the league. That's just my opinion. He'll give you some 60-point games. He'll disappear. 50-point game, disappeared. Doesn't play defense. I think Portland had a loaded team at a time. He couldn't get them over the top. I hate this move. But the team I do think that won this move, though, is Portland. They get Holiday, they get Ayton, the guys that they drafted. I think they set up nice. I even think that who's the other? Was it Denver that's in the trade too?
Phoenix
came out nice too with Nurkic and all of that. I think everybody came out good, but I think the Bucks took a step back.
How about you, TJ?
So I don't like the move at all. I do think it gives them more offense because Giannis' stuff is just hard to even stick. He's just like damn near almost impossible, especially in the paint. So you can't even put 2 people on Dame and have big man in the middle. He's going to eat it up. I think it's a good play on the offense. I just don't think it's a good play overall. They both ball hoggers. They both need the ball to score. I think Dame is a threat. I do think he did well with Portland. I don't think he did great. One of the best moments I ever seen with him was with OKC. That shot was unrealistic. I mean, over George to send him home. I feel like he didn't have the support actually win. Like, he had big bodies, but he was the only real scorer. Now the other person he had was McLeod. That's who his name is, right? He was JJ McLeod he was a scorer, but they was bumping heads on the scoring. Like, it was almost like, nah, I gotta take the last shot. No, I gotta take the last shot. And I think where JJ's at right now, he's at a good place. I think he was the Washington Wizards at this point. Is he with Washington? He's with Washington, I believe. No, Pelicans. And he's a great fit over there. He's a great fit over there with the Pelicans. Last year, they did a lot of great things over there with him. As far as him going to the Bucks, I just see it's going to be a lot of ball argument. I think him and Ye is going to argue about who gets the ball, how many times they touch the ball. He is a shoot first point guard. I mean, think about it. He's shooting from half court because that's his open spot. He's not looking nowhere else. Nobody in the league actually looks like buzzer beater or they up by 10. He'll take a shot, them down by 20, and they still got time to come back from half court. He's a very selfish player, I believe. I believe he's a very selfish player. So I agree with you, Alvin, on that part. I don't think it was a great move. They lost a lot of key players that got them to the championship, and they wasn't far off from going back again from last year. Um, the body in the NBA is a little bit different. Denver have a lot of length. They have a lot of height. And that's what won them the championship. And they can shoot. And they can shoot. And they play defense. You're adding people that don't play defense. It's like getting James Harden to join the Milwaukee Bucks. You're going to get a scorer, but you're not going to get somebody who's going to play defense. KD is a scorer. He doesn't play defense. He wave at the ball. I can see him being a better fit on the Lakers or Miami because 4 to 5 guys that he's on the court with, I mean, four of the guys he's on the court with is going to play defense. So if he missed one step, the other guy's going to pick him up. That's what led Miami over a lot of the teams because they play defense. So if one person missed, the other person picked them up. That's their routine. I don't see that happening in Milwaukee at all.
Okay. Well, I mean, I did not expect this episode to begin with so much Dame Lillard slander. I called the man Dame Dash. You guys just trashed the man's whole career. I expected this record by Monday after this episode debuts. This is shocking to me. So I think both of you have very good points. It's hard for me to argue, but I think one thing that you guys are totally missing out is that this is the only move Milwaukee had to make. A superstar of Dame Lillard's caliber, whatever you may say, he's definitely a top 3 point guard in the league. I don't think anybody could put 2 other point guards above him in a league dominated by point guards for the last decade. And Dame Lillard, if it wasn't for Steph Curry, just talking about individual skill set and ability, Dame is right up there with changing the game.
You said the top
Um,
what, Mars? I ain't what
What's that?
you said Dame is in the top 3?
In the NBA right now, absolutely.
All right, I'll come back to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I don't think you can dispute that with anything. But you know that can be said later. But this is a deal that both Dame and Giannis suffer from playing in a small market team that a superstar is not going there unless by trade. So really, this is the only opportunity for either of them to really pair with a superstar. Neither one of them has had a superstar paired with them before. Now, I do feel that the Bucks gave up a lot of their depth with the last few trades they've been making. But at the end of the day, Giannis has already put them on notice, and I think that's one aspect that you guys missed out in your, you know, view about this trade is that Giannis said, "I am leaving if you don't get me a star. If you don't put me into contention to win." They've tried with everything they've had before. They didn't lose Middleton in this deal, so they still have Middleton. They have a legitimate big three that, if healthy, which of course is a big if, but we have to assume that everyone's going to be healthy, is a legitimate big three that actually balances with Middleton in that wing. Giannis going in there. It's going to be somebody's going to have to give up their usage rate as Damian Lillard is not much of a orchestrator. He's more of a two guard masquerading as the one. So I think Drew Holiday was that floor general and defensive anchor that they're going to truly miss. But it gives them the best chance that they have at keeping Giannis. And that's all this is for. Dame is a rental. He's 32 years old. He's starting to show wear and tear. He's a rental, a high price rental, but it's in order to give Giannis an opportunity to stay because if he opts out, they're not going to have another star, but at least they'll have Damian Lillard draft trade for some draft capital. So there's really no risk here. The only risk they had was losing Giannis, and this is their best chance of pairing a superstar because they're not going to lure one in free agency. As far as the other teams, I feel both teams got better. The Blazers got better and have young pieces. And at the end of the day, they'll probably get to the same place that they would have got to with Dame. second round, but without, maybe the first round, but without that expensive 32-year-old man that feels like he's ready to move on. So they may even surprise us. And I think Phoenix got infinitely better. DeAndre Ayton didn't want to be there. He didn't have the most high run motor. He was really hot and cold. He had already got his money. He still had no motivation to play there. Phoenix clearly didn't want him because it's not like they offered him the max. They waited and then it was like, oh, we can't lose him for nothing. So bravo for them for being able to flip him for a player like Nurkic. That's a great move on their part. It only makes Phoenix more dangerous. So at the end of the day, I think this is one of the rare trades where all three parties came out better than what they were before.
So I'm gonna say one thing. You said something about the big three. The way the talent pool is now in the NBA, the big three don't exist no more. It doesn't exist. Back in the days when they first came out with the Celtics, yes, that was like the big three. It's so much talent right now. It is so easy to make the big three. You just gotta put every team has one other player that's making them short away from being the big three. So if you think about it, you're talking about bringing talent over to win. It's actually, to me, yes, talent does have a lot to do with winning championships. Let's keep it real. But it's also heart and dedication. So if you think about a team like my team, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. Everybody, what? Sacramento Kings fan, but look how good they did last year. And they had Fox. Name somebody else after that. I mean,
Bars. I know that they got that team loaded, man.
That's not a loaded team.
They had the second or third best record in the Western Conference the whole year.
That's what I'm saying is, what names did they really have to draw people to them? You say they loaded because they proved themselves with their heart and dedication. You know what I mean, Fox. Nobody made the All-Star last year. Fox was about to make the All-Star. He was going to make it for the first time because somebody got hurt and he was a replacement. But he didn't want to come because his wife was having their first baby. But nobody on that team made the All-Star.
It's still a good team, though.
It's because it's heart and the dedication. It's not because they have big names. It's not because they have big names.
But the star players play with heart and dedication too. They just star players.
Nah, star players don't. Star players got scoring. Most of the star players right now in the NBA right now, they don't have defense. Name 8 star players right now, other than LeBron James, that plays defense after they score.
Kevin Durant.
Star players. Hell no. Hell no.
Freak is defensive player of the year.
All right, that's one. I said name 8.
Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, all first.
Paul George is not a star player anymore. He's old. Let's be real. You're not gonna break the bank to get Paul George.
You're saying Paul George is not a top 15 player. Because if they're top 15, they're star.
I'm talking about all right. Nah, he's not top 15 right now. Hell no.
Wow.
Hell no. Hell no.
Just in 15 players better than Paul George.
There is 15 players.
15 players better than Paul George.
Than Paul George?
Yeah.
I'm not even. Kids are calling Paul George their GOAT now. He's literally
he's the top 20. He's the top 20.
Yeah, because he's in the top 15. I agree with that.
Top 15, top 20. I'm talking about he's like number 20.
You got wow. Such slander.
That's my perception of him. I mean, he's not gonna take over the game like how he used to. He's not. He reminds me like Carmelo Anthony in his last year with the Knicks.
Oh my God.
Carmelo last year with the Knicks was his best year, and it was the end of his years.
That's gonna be a separate episode. I want that to be an episode named
NBA season.
George, the top 20 players. That'll get us some ratings. But so y'all both made good points. All right, Mar. So you was talking about the big three. Do you remember who beat the Nets last year and put them out the playoffs?
It was the Bucks.
Because they had depth. The Nets were so top heavy with the big three. If one thing goes wrong, the team done. So I know you said you gotta stay healthy.
Oh, I agree with you with the big three. I don't like that concept. The Lakers have shown that two superstars and specialty and depth is the way to go. They turned my Los Angeles Lakers turned a 2-12 record to a Western Conference Finals berth by that. I'm not saying that the big three works. What I was saying is that the Bucks had no other option. They did the depth and they lost and they lost and they lost. So they won with it, but now they
Correct. Correct.
lost. So you can't keep doing the same thing and expect what they haven't had is a legitimate, because this isn't really a big three. It's really a big 2.5, because Chris Middleton is no one's big three.
Exactly. I agree.
But it's the closest that Giannis has had to having a legitimate superstar on the team that can sit out there and definitely get me 30 points if I need it. That's
I
rare.
mean, he won without a big superstar, so it shows that he didn't need the big superstar. That's my whole point. Like, it's just the heart of the team. If the team believes that they can win, they're going to win. They're going to play hard every day, and they believe they could win. They didn't need LeBron James to win. They didn't need nobody that had a name. They used the people they had. Jay Holiday. I mean, like, what the hell? What the hell was he to anybody? Nobody, right? But guess what? He came up there. He proved that he can ball. He could still ball, and he was efficient. I mean, his defense was there. His offense was there. His sight team was there. He was very active as a point guard. He actually played the old school point guard that helped them win that championship. It almost made it look easy.
I mean, I
They're
think
gonna
the
miss
one
him.
thing
Go ahead, Kyle.
I think people forget too in these past playoffs. Even though Milwaukee lost, Chris Middleton was out, and when he came back, he had just got injured. But I think I think it's a mistake. Matter of fact, didn't Drew Holiday shut down Dame Lillard in the playoff series one time? Like, Dame went off the first game, and then they switched Drew Holiday on him when he was with the Pelicans, and he shut Dame down. I may be mistaken, but I think Chris Paul would have been a better move. I just don't know what Dame is going to add to them that Drew Holiday don't do. I can see like they added somebody where it's like, all right, that's a significant upgrade. What is Dame going to give you that Drew Holiday don't?
The 15 points per game more is, but it's going to be subtracted by the 15 points he gives up. So, if anything, like I said, this is a reach of desperation. This is the Bucks' last chance effort to try to keep Greek Freak. And they can say, hey, we got you, Dame Lillard. You know, what more do you want? We got a superstar here when no one was coming to free agency to play with you. You don't even, I still question Greek Freak sometimes as far as his effectiveness, because he's such a, his game to me hasn't developed where it needs to be, where he's got a reliable mid range, or, you know, and I don't know how much longer he can continue to do the Space Jam stretch in the middle of the lane over 5 people. He still gets some foul trouble. He's still not hitting his free throws at a reliable clip. So some of these things that he's complaining about needing some help, if he just improved those elements, you might not need any help. But it's hard to
He
look at
needs to.
times,
He needs to. If he wants more help, he needs to get rid of his brother. That's number one.
right? That's 3 rosters. What, 2, 3 roster spots?
Yeah, get rid of his brother. I know you want your brother to win with you, but your brother is trash. He won a championship because of you, not because he plays. And Dame Time reminds me of Iverson. He scores a lot of points, but don't win.
And what is he going to
So
give you?
Iverson is an MVP and actually went to the finals, so he's not quite on Iverson's level. Let's not disrespect AI.
But what is Dame going to give you?
Say
I said AI. Oh, I said AI has an MVP and actually made it to the finals with like pretty much us. So we can't disrespect AI. Dame Lillard is not on AI's level. We're not gonna even say that.
But what is Dame going to give you when he's not scoring though? Like, that's my, like, he can't. It's not like he can be like, all right, my jump shot is not working today, so I can still give you defense. If he ain't scoring, he
Nothing.
can't give you nothing.
Nothing. It's
phone
simply
calls
a
as
star
as I'm
game.
on the live. Sorry.
No problem. It's simply a superstar addition to appease. It doesn't make the most sense basketball wise. I feel like for what they gave up, they actually could have got some pieces that would have helped them actually win versus just putting another superstar. Out of the 3 teams, I feel the Bucks have it the worst out of the 3 teams that were involved in the trade. I'm only saying it's they had no choice. That was my only argument. because if they did nothing and they stayed pat and they end up in the same place, they're definitely gonna lose Greek Freak, and you do not want that on your resume to be like, oh, I just stood and did nothing, doing something. And we both talked about this. We're all about blowing it up. If the same thing, so I think this is a last ditch effort. If you don't do this, you blow it up anyway.
I can go with that. So y'all, we good on this?
I think we're good.
All right.
Hey, I'm gonna leave and come back in. My mic is messing up right now.
All right, short man. All right, so we got the NFL weekend. Adventurous, a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of bad stuff that I don't want to talk about, but I'm gonna have to confront some things. Samar, did you catch football this weekend?
I did. It's one of those weekends where I'm still on vacation recovery, so I just sat in my sweatpants, ate a hoagie, and watched some football games. And I'm ready for this top 5, best and worst.
Let's go.
All right, and of course I put the wrong thing up, so let's change this. The winners and losers for the NFL weekend.
I'm still ready for the top 5, best and
We're
worst.
ready to the top 5, Alvin.
But we'll get to that later.
So I'll let you go first this time. TJ went first last time. Who you think won the weekend?
Number one, I'm gonna start off with the Dolphins.
Ooh.
I mean, their defense was going, their offense was going. They had the last conversation we had on the blow the whistle was we talking about the running back that showed out. One running back had 4 touchdowns, the other had 3. I mean, like talking about the running back is not in effect. It was full in effect that particular game. Just think about it. Devin ran for 18 runs for 203 yards. That's crazy. They was 2 points away for tying and a field goal away from breaking the all-time record and scoring for a single game in the NFL. Ridiculous. That's like Madden on easy. When we play rookie on Madden, that's like it was just ridiculous. The yards, the receptions, it was just an all-around game. They played it, and they played it to the best of their ability. And the crazy part about it, their top receiver wasn't even a top receiver in as far as touchdowns, TDs. They spread the ball multiple directions. They ran some of the same plays the same time over and over again. It couldn't be stopped. It was just one of the greatest games that I've seen in a long time. And we usually watch games and it goes to 50. The most we get is probably hit like a 60 point. But to watch the game in 70, I mean, as I was watching the game, I'm like, this is unrealistic. And so anybody that had fantasy points, they really score big with the Dolphins over this weekend. Then the next one was San Francisco, man. Their defense really showed out against the Giants. The Giants tried to make a comeback, and they just like, no, this is not happening. You can score a couple of points, but their defense was so concrete, and it really showed me a lot of them, and they've just been consistent. It's not like any other team. They've really been consistent. Even with the Eagles hasn't been as consistent as San Francisco. You think about that game with the Patriots, there was one turnover away and one step out from losing that game. San Francisco been winning games, They're not playing with you. They are winning games. Another team that actually stood out to me was actually the Browns. That transition.
Yeah, 3 winners.
What happened? All right, go ahead.
Gold, silver, and bronze.
Hey, I'm sorry. I was giving you a list of things that I've seen over this this Sunday. This Sunday football. I honestly have to sit here and tell you, this was like one of the best Sunday football games ever. Like the way teams like it was just so much dominance. You couldn't even pick because teams that lost last week came back stronger. Teams that was been consistent came back even more consistent. And then you seeing the Eagles even take up leverage now. They picking up as they win. They're getting better and better. Look at Pittsburgh last night. I was surprised about that. So it was a great third week of NFL football, and I'm probably gonna sound a little biased, but I want to give a shout out to the Patriots defense, not their offense, but they defense showed out.
We all
They
play the Jets.
defense showed out.
We all play the Jets, right?
I mean, they defense actually been showing out the last 3 weeks. To be honest with you,
I'm ready to go now. It's my go. He took the Dolphins. So I'm gonna go with the Packers. I think they winners right now. 2-1. They got their future quarterback. The past quarterback is hurt. He out for the whole season. I didn't see this from Jordan Love. He's accurate. He looks comfortable. He looked like he knows the offense. He don't even have any receivers around him right now. Like, wait till they put a team around him. Wait till they build around him. It's looking like it was the right move. I apologize, Green Bay. I thought y'all should have got Justin Jefferson, to put around Aaron Rodgers, but y'all saw something that I didn't see. I think the future is bright, and I hate Green Bay, but that was definitely a good move. So I got them winning. Of course, the Dolphins. I mean, 70 points is 70 points. The Broncos suck, but they're still an NFL team. They get paid to stop the other team. They got 70 points put on it. That never happened in college. And Miami had to take their foot off the gas to not score more. I mean, Miami's fast. They beat you side to side. They beat you vertical. Defense look good. Tua looks good. It's just that Miami does this every year, though. Like, they always start off 3-0, 4-0. Everybody get hyped. They lose like 8 straight games. So I'll give them this weekend, but I don't think Tua's the answer, though.
Well, with my winners, of course, you can't talk the winners this week without Miami. I'm not a fan of not breaking the record on purpose. I think that's whack.
Yeah.
I agree.
The coach mentioned that we're not in here for a record, so why not? And let me tell you, if Dion had an opportunity to break the record, he'd be like, quarterbacks, as a matter of fact, put me in the game. I'm going to do it. Go for the records. Go for the heart. That's what competition is about. I don't like, if you don't want me to score, stop me. We got to stop.
Exactly.
Specifying sports with things like that. So I'm not a fan of that. So you do get a loser chip for that. But overall, like Cal said, they are an NFL team, and I don't care how bad the Broncos are. And piggybacking off of what TJ said, there was no heart and desire from the Broncos. Even though Shannon had to say he was embarrassed by what he saw, he may not even be allowed back in Broncos headquarters anymore after that. So Dolphins, congratulations. They're looking for real. We'll see. Hopefully health will not betray them this year. And then one team that I know Alvin didn't want to talk about, but the Cardinals, man. I have to put the Cardinals as a winner this week because they should not have been there. They did not have a well put together team, and the Cowboys were looking so triumphant these last. And I'm not a Cowboys hater, but we got to give the Cardinals. They kind of gave the Cowboys that business, and it's definitely a big confidence builder for a young team. So
I agree
for the week.
I agree. I agree with you. The Cowboys, I betted against them because I felt like Cowboys get like this. They get so confident and cocky, they kill themselves. So I definitely I won $1,000. It's not a big bet, but I won $1,000 on the Cowboys because I know they have their downfall. They get so cocky based off their offense, and they rely nothing on their offense, but on their offense, and they forget about the defense in play. And Arizona explored that. They tore up their defense. I mean, as much as they wanted to go ahead with the play action and the run and play, remember that, Al? The run and play, it was stopped. I mean, if you can't throw the ball, what else you going to do? But if you can't run the ball, what else you going to do? I mean, and they had movement in the second quarter. They had movement. Had movement with running the ball. Throwing was killing them.
So you made a bet on the Cardinals to win?
Yes. My lady is here right now. She would tell you I made a bet.
What was this bet? What was how much you put down?
1,000.
You put $1,000 on the Cardinals to win?
Bro, y'all are loopholes. Y'all have loopholes. Y'all are only happy when y'all winning. Y'all don't know how to sit here and say, be humble.
So you gotta be rich if you put $1,000 on the Cardinals. You did it at a sports book, or you just bet like an individual person $1,000?
Individual.
Oh,
Individual.
what?
When you're in the airport, I told you I was going against I told you that when I was picking up Sean. I told you that.
Why would you not bet that at a sports book and get better odds?
I just bet it because I don't know. I had a couple bets. I had more than one bet for one game.
Oh, because you're taking the risk on that, so you better off at a sports book than
DraftKings works too.
That's another episode. But
All
we
right.
want to move on to the losers because I felt the Cal's court case coming.
I'm gonna go.
I can show you the count. I can show you the count on Cash App.
I need to see his bet. Yeah, he gonna show me after the show. Of course, the Cowboys. I don't overreact or underreact. It's just one weekend early in the season. I hope we'll be all right. I think that Diggs injury is hurting us more than we led on to. Like we thought it was gonna be okay, but maybe he is worth the money. And with him not locking down that side of the field last week, it kind of exposed us. Where Arizona was just able to just throw all over the field. We had a lot of penalties, undisciplined, uninterested, spoiled, no accountability. I don't know, man. We get like that. Like we'll lose the teams we supposed to beat, and then like we'll destroy a team we supposed to lose to.
So this Sunday y'all gonna lose.
To the Patriots.
Yeah, because it's the team that you're supposed to be.
I think where's that game in Dallas? No, we won it.
You want to do 1,000 or 100?
I bet you $1,000. I bet you we'll do 50. This came back
Huh?
from Vegas. We'll do 50.
All right, 50.
It came back from Vegas.
All right, 50.
I would never bet $1,000 on the Cowboys.
No, not
My
at
other
all.
losers are the Vikings.
You
Go to the
cheating?
playoffs all the way to 0-3.
Thank you, Dad. I'm almost done.
They're not coming back from 0-3.
So we have a $50. Shake my hand.
$50. But
Somebody's gonna edit some dicks and those videos, so to let y'all know.
But the Vikings ain't coming back
Tell
from
her
that.
give like 20 more minutes.
I'm about to mute you. But they done 0-3.
You put the peppers in there?
No, but 0-3, they done. Ain't no coming back from that. Who else loses? The Bears. Well, I know the Bears are in the Vikings division, so the Vikings may still have a chance because the Packers there.
The Bears, man, that they didn't even try. They came there just to get a check and go home. That wasn't even a game.
Yeah.
So the Vikings, man, piggybacking off what you said, 7 fumbles is a lot. Like I haven't done that on Madden and like that. That if I did that in one game, best believe this was the old school. I would have took the cartridge out and threw it across the damn room. 7 fumbles in a game is
Ridiculous.
ridiculous.
It's unreal. It's unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah, so that was in no matter the sport, turning over the ball is a recipe for a loss. Like you just
Yeah, I agree. Think about it. Even one fumble sometimes is almost damn near impossible. To get 7? Hold on. And the weather conditions?
it's a bit rough.
Come on now.
They talking about expanding the NFL. I'm like, maybe we should take some of these teams away because do we really need a team in Minnesota? If you're gonna do that, do we really need? Nobody wants to go up there. Like, come on. Also, Jaguars, man. Sorry for the people in Jacksonville, but they have been underwhelming me. I thought this dude Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be the second coming of somebody, but they're underwhelming. And then
I, I agree with you. I agree with you. I feel like Florida has too many football teams. Uh, there's not many people I know that's outside, like that's in the middle of Orlando, that says, "Hey, I'm a Jacksonville fan." They either go to Tampa or Miami, and I'm like, "You over in Orlando? You going to all in Miami?" They rather go more south than go closer north to be a Jacksonville fan.
There's no reason Jacksonville has a team besides some billionaires in another country got tax breaks to put the team there. Shout out to the Cons, but it's no reason Jacksonville should have a team at all.
And the city itself is nice, but it's just like a couple. It's not even that long. After you get the city, it's not. I don't even know if an NFL player lives in Jacksonville. That's how bad the city is itself.
All I know is Lil Duval, and he doesn't even stay there. He stays in the Bahamas. And then my number one loser of the week, man, we just got out of there. There was no love, no hype in the city. The Raiders, man. The Raiders are pathetic. There's that big, beautiful stadium. I went by it about 50 times, and there was no, excitement. And more people I talked to were more excited for Formula One coming there than the Raiders. And, it's just, I don't know. Las Vegas is getting a lot of sports, but it didn't seem like the city had any love for it. I saw lots of jerseys and things of that nature, but I didn't see anybody wearing them, and I didn't see anybody hyped for Raider sports. And I don't know.
Don't Vegas have the Rams too?
No, that's Los Angeles.
That's Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Okay, yeah.
Did oh no. Yeah, it is. Dang. Yeah, I guess we gotta put that Raiders to the list.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was doubting my research over there. I saw. I'm not the short man.
I'm like, hold on, what the Raiders win?
I got a question. Short man's my guy. I love him to death.
What's your question?
Certain topics is why you add him to it. Yeah, I know damn well he don't know what the hell he's talking about sometimes. Like, it's not even like a debatable. Like, sometimes I look at him like, oh shit. When I watch the shows, I mean, I watch all your shows. Don't get me wrong. I never miss one. I don't care if I'm on it or I'm not on it. I watch the shows. And when the shows were short, man, sometimes it's almost like being at a comedy show. I'm dying laughing, having fun. I'm not even, I forget the commentary of what y'all two are saying. And I'm just listening to what he's saying because it's the funniest shit in the world. Because it almost don't make sense. But
I'm having an episode with y'all two debating each other because you said Giannis was not a good defensive player early in this episode.
He's really not a great defensive player.
Player of the year.
He's not a
two-time defensive player of the year.
Short man and TJ.
All right, so you think about it. He's fast. I mean, don't get me wrong, but he's long as shit. So if you always think that pause. So you put that pause on it. But you know what I mean? You think if you got a couple 3 steps in front of somebody, you think you got an easy layup. But you forget somebody over their arms is as long as their torso, and it causes a block. It's not me. I mean, he's good. But I don't think he's like. I think LeBron breaks him down all the time.
Giannis?
Yeah, hell yeah. Giannis can't guard LeBron.
I think nobody can do.
He couldn't guard. He couldn't. Well, maybe because he couldn't even guard Dwayne Wade before retirement. Hell no. You go back to footage. You got Dwayne Wade breaking Giannis up. I had him looking this way. He going that way.
When Dwayne Wade was moving like that, Giannis was probably a rookie.
So about when Dwayne Wade and LeBron James were on the same team. When LeBron James and Dwayne Wade was on the same team, Giannis was in the game, and D Wade broke his ass up a couple of times.
This is a bad argument, man. Like, he's the defensive player of the year.
I mean, it's not hard being a defensive player when you stay in the middle blocking 6 feet people, you 7 feet. Like, the hell? Shoot over me. Shoot over me.
All right.
Nah, I'm giving the credit. I'm giving credit where credit is due. He's a great player, but I don't think he's the best. I'm sorry.
I can see that. All right, y'all ready for this next list?
Let's
Yes,
get it.
go.
All right, top 5 best and worst teams in the NFL right now. You can't have winners without losers, and vice versa. So we're gonna go down
Now,
serpentine.
blow the whistle. Let the ref go first.
We're gonna go ahead and do it serpentine style. So we're gonna start with, what do you want to start with, best or worst, Kyle?
Let's go with worst.
Let's start with the worst. So I'm gonna give my 5, then TJ, then Al. We'll just continue in that order. So for me, number 5, the worst team, and it makes me so happy to say this. I don't know why I hate this team so much. Technically, they're the closest team to my residence, but the Commanders, I gotta have them coming in at number 5. The Washington Commanders. They are my number 5 top worst team. Not the worst, but top 5 of the worst teams. They're playing like I thought they would play. They're a horrendous team, and they're headed downhill. So at number 5, I have the Washington Commanders.
Number 5 for me. The Bears.
The Bears.
Just horrendous. I mean, other than Justin Fields can't make a throw. I mean, they gave him some wide receivers. He still can't make a throw. He drops back. He don't make any reads. He don't scan the field. He just looks to run. I thought the Bears would be way better than this. They're going to have to think about drafting a quarterback in this next draft, but I got the Bears 5th.
Yeah, they're on my list, but with a little bit higher as far as the bad hierarchy. TJ, who do you have as your number 5 worst NFL team right now?
I'm just like you, my brother. Skins. I'm a firm believer there should be no reason an NFL team should let another NFL team drop 70 on them. I mean, you get paid to do a job. They didn't do their job at all. The defense didn't. It seemed like almost at some points they didn't care. They didn't cover. I mean, as far as I know, I think we could put a college team in there that covered better than the Redskins did that game, and probably still lost, but not by the margin that they lost. I don't feel like they put nothing in. I understand how great the Dolphins was during that game, but not enough where 70 was dropped, and they didn't.
The
They
Dolphins
didn't get,
play the Broncos. Right.
I mean the Broncos. Sorry, my fault. You know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Goddamn, this liquor right here is not good. And Alvin just laughing, but he ain't saying shit.
I took the camera off.
But you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Nah, but honestly, it would have to be the Broncos that actually came in the worst for me. They just, I mean, there was no defense there. It was no defense, no offense. It was no team atmosphere. But I'm gonna sip again though.
Yeah, Broncos on my list too. So number 4, even though they had a shocking win, a quality win, I guess, they're still trash. I don't have Cardinals. Number 4 is the worst team, which makes it even worse that the Cowboys lost to them.
I knew it's the only reason you picked them.
No, I'm going by. They're just not a very good team. They're not a put together team, but they found every dog has its. Sometimes a trash can finds a steak, and that was that situation. They dug in the trash can, they got a quality win, but I don't see the Cardinals making the playoffs this year at all.
I agree with you.
They may have 3-4 more wins in them tops, and Cowboys just happen to be the one of them. But yeah, Cardinals is my number 4.
Number 4 for me, the Panthers. It may be one of the worst teams I've ever seen in my life. And I may end up putting them under the Bears. I feel bad for Bryce Young quarterback. He got to walk into this mess. You sign him Adam Thielen. I don't even know the running back. Not David Montgomery. Ooh, some bum. Like, they suck. They're horrible. They probably going to waste this dude's career. But I got Carolina 4.
We got number 4, TJ.
Giants. Giants are horrible. I mean, like, that comeback that they did against the Cardinals, I felt like was fucking. I mean, the Cardinals just gave up because they felt so comfortable about the lead. But overall, the Giants, everybody's picking up big yardage points on them daily, every week, and every Sunday. If you want to have a big scoring game, go against the Giants. They give you that much yards. Um, I don't see them. They have no defense.
No.
No defense at all. The game they won against the Cardinals, I think the Cardinals got so tired because they came in with so much more energy than the Giants did. So it actually made them like overwhelm themselves, and the Giants won because they was tired. The Cardinals beat themselves in that game, but you think about it when they played against Dallas, and that was a beautiful game. It almost kind of remind me of the Dolphins and Broncos, where everything was going the Dallas way, everything, and same thing when they played the Cardinals, everything was going the Cardinals way. I think they were so hyped to go in there, they beat themselves, they tired themselves out. Giants was able to come back. Giants was not able to come back against San Francisco. San Francisco said no, and they put them down. I don't think the Giants are going nowhere at all.
Good choice, Giants.
Good one. So number 3, I had to piggyback. Now some of our lists are going to overlap, but Alvin had them at 4. My number 3 is the Panthers, and I agree with everything that he said. Right now, they look like an expansion team, except they've been to several like conference championships, and this is one of the worst iterations of the Panthers I've ever seen. I couldn't name 5 players on that team if my life depended on it. If someone put something to my head right now, it's like I need 5 players, I'm gonna be like, active. I can use some in the past, roof, But yeah, Panthers are horrible. It doesn't appear that they're trying. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I don't know, some desperate changes need to be made as far as leadership is going on in that organization. So my number 3 most horrible team is going to be the Carolina Panthers.
Number 3, the Denver Broncos. First thing, you give up 70 points to the Dolphins.
Could have been more.
Could have been more. I'm trying to look at their roster. I don't understand how they're not a top at least 15 team. They got Sutton, they got Jerry Jeudy. But I think their problem is they got a quarterback who the game is passing them by, and they got a coach who the game is passing them by. Like everybody put Sean Payton like on this pedestal that he's this innovative, great coach. He got 1 Super Bowl with Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and he has rode that Super Bowl for almost a decade and a half now, and he escapes all the criticism. But he hasn't done anything since that Super Bowl. To me, I think he wasted away Drew Brees' career. Should have had more than 1 Super Bowl. Like the Saints had a lot of good teams, and he would always messed up in the big moments when it came to making coaching decisions. And now you see him with the Broncos. He came in there cocky. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. He threw the ex-coach under the bus, and I think the game is passing him by. Like I think they need to get rid of Russell. That's looking like that's going to be an L. It's amazing what Geno Smith is doing with the same talent in Seattle. So maybe it was Russell who was the problem in Seattle. It just doesn't seem to be the same person ever since he got with Sierra. I think he's more Hollywood and all of that. And I think he's just lost his focus in football. And I appreciate the faith in God, but it seemed like he uses that, when they lose games or whatever. So I'm going with the Broncos as number 3. What you got, TJ?
Well, I got no one else other than the Tennessee Titans.
I like that.
We no. And the reason I'm sitting here going with Tennessee Titans is because we talked about one of the episodes, and I go back to it. That when we had the debate we was talking about as far as the running game, and Tennessee built a whole team around their running game, their running back Henry, and he's not producing. So if he doesn't produce, they don't win. They don't win. They don't know how not to have him be so explosive where he's not the key factor. Like they play everything around him, and hopefully that he break past he break runs and mush people in the face and drop them down, and that's not going to happen every game. I mean, think about it. These guys are just as strong as as him. You know what I mean? So they are actually lining up for him. You could put two people. All right, you want to run? Okay, run on the outside. I'm gonna put two people. One person going to tackle him, maybe make him get off balance. The other one's going to hit him. We all human. Impact infects all of us, and I think that Tennessee just wins off of the run, and they play the run so much. People got so scared of Henry. They played the run more than anything. That left the field open, where they had a lot of big plays during that time. But now nobody's scared of them. They know, hey, we put two on the outside, and they run on the outside, left or right. They don't have catchers on the outside. They don't have receivers to catch the ball. You know, if you put pressure on their receivers, you can do man coverage on their receivers, and they're not going to break. They're not going to make enough room to catch the pass. Hence why they only had 3 points. So we look at the Broncos. The Broncos still put up 20 though. They still put up 20. You know what I mean? So it showed. I mean, and the crazy part is the field goal that they actually got into field goal range came from Henry running close up to put it in the field goal range, not because of reception. So Titans.
So number 2, the Broncos, man, they have proved exactly what Kyle said. The times have passed. It's bad. Russell Wilson has been riding that Super Bowl longer than Peyton has been riding that Super Bowl, and both of them are riding past glory. Russell Wilson never was supposed to work. Hence why his story of being overlooked. He's 5'9". He's beat the hell up. He's old. And, you know, all these tools and weaponry that we heard Peyton talk, and how it was the coach's fault that he didn't have this shiny gun and wasn't using it right. Well, looks like that shiny gun has some rust on it. And the Broncos are for real when it comes to being first candidate to being blown up. The entire organization. What's going on? Entire organization should be put under the fire. You can only suck for so long before we have to start looking at the top. And so you can't fire ownership, but everything under ownership needs to be taken over and built from the bottom. So that's how I feel about the Broncos. And then who do you have as number 2, Kyle?
I got the Patriots. I mean, this team may actually be worse than the Panthers. Like, quarterbacks Kendrick Bourne, like that's your free agent move. Hunter Henry last year, that's your free agent move. Geno Smith, whatever his name, that's your free agent move.
Juju.
He's just bum. I mean, I think Belichick is another coach that the game is passing him by. Doesn't have the star quarterback no more, and he think he can still build a team like that. He think he can still just put a quarterback there. I'm gonna put a defense around them. I'm gonna put minimum weapons around them, and the team is going to be good. You don't have Tom Brady. You can't do that with Mac Jones. You're gonna have to put some. I think Mac Jones got potential sometimes, but you're gonna have to put some real weapons around him. But if you're gonna just keep putting these bums around him, Stevenson, he can't stay healthy from out the backfield. It's not Zeke. I mean, how desperate you got to be? You sign Zeke. Like how bad is Zeke on your team? You horrible. That means you have no running back depth. Defense horrible. Other than Judon or whatever his name is.
Zeke did drop 70 yards. So
what happened? Who did something? Somebody did.
Zeke dropped 70 yards.
Oh,
running.
The bum stats, but I gotta go with the Patriots.
Who's your number 2 worst team, TJ?
The Jets. Why I say the Jets is because the quarterback wasn't working all game. I mean, at the last bit of the game, it made it interesting, but it was a point where Jets didn't even want to say timeout. They wanted to run this quarterback. You can tell he wasn't into the game. He got a couple passes that was complete, and he got a little bit of confidence, but then it shut back down. That's why he got the safety. Uh, they have to make a change in the quarterback. They have to look at it and say, okay, this young guy doesn't know. You put him in the fire when it was high, not when it was low, and now he's getting burned. And I think they because he beat Buffalo, and Buffalo is a great team. They went off of the fact that he beat Buffalo, and Buffalo was still trying to find themselves. Now Buffalo's finding something. They got the momentum going with them. I don't think the Jets are making the right decision by keeping this young guy in there. I think they should give him some veteran support. Even if they pull up somebody and put him on the practice squad, to have him run with him and show him how to throw. He has no patience. He gets scared. He hears footsteps. He throws the ball. He doesn't care where he throws the ball. As long as he's not getting hit, he throws away the ball. And he doesn't look. There was a lot of passes that I seen that kind of beat my Patriots. I'm a Patriots man, but there's a lot of passes that kind of beat the Patriots. There was a lot of open receivers, but he was just so scared. He didn't even look at the receivers. He was looking at the people that was rushing him. So I'm gonna say the Jets make the right moves to help your team win.
But didn't they? I mean, they got veteran leadership. You can. I mean, they got Aaron Rodgers, but he got hurt.
Yeah, but I'm saying because Aaron Rodgers got hurt and he came over and took over after Aaron Rodgers, he won that game against Buffalo. So they felt a lot of confidence in him, and he's really not it. The last two games showed. It's easy to come in. You hype because you want to get into the game anyway, but now the game is coming to you and you're not ready for the game. Grown men is going to read you, so they're going to watch that game with him beating Buffalo. Everybody's going to watch that game. They're not going to play him the same way Buffalo played him because Buffalo didn't know how to play him because they was watching for Aaron Rodgers, not him. So now he's feeling that pressure and he's not completing the passes that he would had against Buffalo.
Okay. All right. And number one worst team in the NFL right now, and it's the lowly Chicago Bears. Man, feels like they haven't been good since 1985, and the tradition continues. The worst NFL run franchise they have.
I don't like 85. I don't like 85. They beat in 85 for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, New England. But the best, they stink. Enough said. The best thing they got there is deep dish pizza. So the best, number one worst team in the NFL. Who you got, Al?
I have the Jets. And it's crazy because I think the Jets have a talented roster.
Like they have a Super Bowl winning roster symbol. They're just missing their jewel piece.
Yeah, but that's what separates the good and bad teams. If you don't got that quarterback, then you go from Super Bowl team to maybe first draft pick. And I wouldn't be surprised if they headed that way because they're going to have to, like you said, bench Zach Wilson. And who's your option? I mean, Kaepernick? Cam Newton
wrote a very stirring letter with recommendations. I don't know if anybody had an opportunity to check out his. You've been away from 7 years. Give it up, Cap. We appreciate you fighting. But let's be honest. You probably weren't going to be on the. You probably going to get cut anyway. So let's give it up. The letters are getting. You start to look like a stalker chick now. I hate to piss on anyone's cornflakes, but God damn it. Can we be honest and say it's over for him? It's over.
I just wish they let him do it so we can just get it over with. Like, put the practice on TV, let everybody see it, let us see that he sucks, and then we can move on from this. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Jets, I'm available. I'm off on the weekends. I'm off on Sundays. If y'all need a quarterback, I'm here. I mean, I do what y'all need me to do. I can't be no worse than Zach Wilson. I'm gonna pick up stuff fast. I'll read the playbook on my free time.
The first hit on your 40-year-old bones, so you're gonna be calling. Y'all got that route available Wednesday. So first hit, you just turn to dust.
I'm here. I ain't been drinking, so just hit me up. I'll send y'all my email after the show.
I think y'all have equal opportunity in that respect. All right. So who's your number one worst team in the league?
I have to go with the Denver Broncos. They were horrible. They
I
were
thought you
horrible.
were Broncos.
Huh?
What up, the Redskins?
That's the Redskins.
Okay.
I'm doing the different Broncos. Not only that they are only 3-0 and 3, but I think I could have probably scored a touchdown in that game. I think I could probably have more snaps versus my bones in that game. My bones snap more than they do. You think look at the first. I'm being real. My bones had more snaps than that game for them. I'm just looking at the whole the over the last 3 games. I mean, they had a pretty decent game the first week, lost by 3, and then lost by like another 3, whatever. And it was like they just gave up. They say, you know what, we can't lose by 3 anymore. We gotta lose by 33. You know what I mean? It's like crazy. So I'm looking at the whole scheme of it. Russell Westbrook. I mean, I think he's tired. I think he's tired. I mean, Sierra said you like the way I ride it. I think she
Yeah,
riding it too much. You know,
I knew that. I
I
knew
think
that was
I think she
coming.
riding it too much,
I knew
and
that was.
and I don't think he has a future anymore.
I see what
He
you did there.
definitely have a past.
You did this. He doesn't have a future anymore.
I like that.
But honestly, man, it has to be the Broncos, Denver Broncos. I mean, they almost brought history. If a team didn't took the proper standards as teams want to do, we can have seen a record be broken that wasn't broken in over years. You know what I mean? My kids was even born then. That's why I was a little bit upset about them not going for the field goal. Or at least give me 73. You know, but you got to look at it. I mean, Denver Broncos let a team score right on them 70 points. They don't even have some players that's rated on Madden 70 points. You understand what I'm saying? Like that is crazy. That is crazy. They don't have players on their team that's rated 70. But yet they let somebody drop 70 on them. Like that is fucking crazy. That's
Yeah.
insane. That's insane. That is insane.
It's pretty
So
embarrassing.
really embarrassing. So I mean, just think about it, guys. If that was your team and you seen a 70 on that end, and it's not 70 versus 69, dude, y'all be pissed the fuck off. Y'all wouldn't say, "Oh, man, they just had a bad day." Nah, they fucking suck. They suck. Like I think I'm gonna make my own thing, and it's called "Put Them in the Trash." So every time I'm on here, I'm gonna put an NFL team to put in the trash. Denver Broncos, put them in the trash. Put them in the trash. Trash bags. Put them in the trash.
Oh, we're off the rails. So we're gonna go top 5 best. We're gonna end this episode with a positive note. So you just did it, TJ. So who's your number 5 best team, 5th best team in the NFL right now?
Right now, I have to go with the New England Patriots.
Oh,
They deep. This is my opinion.
it
Right,
is your opinion,
my
but do
opinion.
tell. I want to know how you came to that opinion. The host is unplugged. He's over it. He's over it.
This is the New England Patriots. They finally found a way to win. The defense stuck together, even though it was a close game towards the end. And they're always one play away from winning. They can be 3-0 right now at this point. So to actually find a way to actually taste that victory after losing those 2 tough games that where they always play away from winning, it's New England Patriots.
So I guess this is delusion hour, but it's your list, brother. It's your list. I'll go ahead
My
and
list.
I'll go to number 5.
I
Uh,
put them at the bottom.
wow. So I'm gonna go. I didn't think after game 1 that they would be up here, but I'm gonna go with Buffalo, man. Buffalo is now leveled out. They're back to where they should be. They're performing. I don't know if it was pregame jitters. I don't know what's the reason that they did not come out victorious against the Jets when everything was set up in their favor. Maybe it was just the energy, the specter of what had happened. But the Bills have done me proud these 2 weeks. Quarterback play has come back up to par where we expect him to be a top 5 quarterback in the league. So I'm going to go with the Bills as my number 5 best team in the NFL after week 3. Who you got, Kyle?
It should be no surprise to nobody. The Dallas Cowboys. One loss.
More delusion. I'm the okay. I see what we're doing.
So that's acceptable. That's acceptable. That's acceptable.
That was 2-1.
Oh, that's acceptable.
Yeah,
Cal, that's acceptable.
we beat a team 40-0 the first week of the season. We beat another team.
Everybody beat them too.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm saying what we did 40-0. Ain't been that many games. Has there even been a shutout this year other than us beating them 40-0?
Yes, there has been a shutout.
Who?
I'll tell you right now, but keep going.
Oh, but the team's still loaded. Michael Parsons still back there. He's still loaded on offense. It's just one game. We can't overreact from week to week. Just last week, everybody had them in the top 3. So they go from top 3 now to 15 or 16 because they lost the game. It's just a game. And the Cardinals, everybody keeps saying the Cardinals up. The Cardinals been playing tough. They almost beat Washington, who was a 2-1 team. They almost beat the Giants.
I've never heard almost more than
Yo,
I've heard.
now you're making the Cardinals seem okay because they almost beat somebody. And I said the Patriots almost beat the Eagles. The Patriots almost beat last team they played. Whatever, but it's not, that's not acceptable. And you gonna sit here and say the Cardinals almost beat. So the Cardinals can get a pass, but my team can't? Like, you bugging. That sounds crazy.
Your team won it too. You said y'all had to pull together a win. Like y'all was struggling.
You said they tasted victory, and now that they know what it tastes like, they're hungry for more.
At least mine is more realistic. Yours went from bottom 25 to top 5 after beating the Jets.
I think both of y'all need to meet somewhere in the middle. But my number 4. Did we do TJ? No, we didn't do TJ yet. We didn't do TJ yet. No, he started it off.
Oh yeah, that's like we start back with him before.
Yeah. So no, we're 4 because it's gonna go me.
My number 4 is the Detroit Lions. Guys, the Detroit Lions. Oh, you are bugging. You are bugging, Alvin. Like, really? They beat the defending champions. Yo, what the hell? Wow. You ain't giving Detroit. All right.
What's your reason?
What you said?
What's your reason? How you got Detroit?
I'm trying to express my reason, but y'all cutting the cameras off on me. You know what I mean? Honestly, no, because honestly, they lost one game and they barely lost that one game, but they've been playing hard as shit. Like, to beat the defending champions on their ring day, that's impressive. When anytime the Patriots lost to a team on their ring day, everybody, oh, there's over, and the Patriots end up winning or something, whatever. But I'm just saying, they showed grit and heart through these last 3 games. Don't be surprised if you see them in the playoffs. Going, not the wild card, the playoffs.
I would be surprised. But number 4, top 5 team in the NFL, and I'm sure as the team season goes on, they'll creep higher. But can't go wrong with the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they are the New England. They're always in contention. As long as that man, my homeboy, is playing, as long as Andy Reid is coaching, they are in contention. They're make or break from being up there. So they have proven that they're just consistent beasts. And at week 3, there's only 3 teams that I see better than the Chiefs right now. And I'm going to say Kansas City at number 4.
Number 4, I got Buffalo. I think as the weather gets colder, that's going to be a tough team to beat. Josh Allen's arm is made for cold weather. So right now, everything is still kind of even when Buffalo play people because it's still warm everywhere. So it's gonna be hard to beat the Miamis and all of that because everybody's playing in 85-degree weather. Wait till it's 20 degrees and people got to come to Buffalo and win an important game. Ain't too many people with Josh Allen arm. Great defense. I think the offense will eventually pick it up. And that was an impressive win to go on the road and beat Washington like that. So I got Buffalo at 4.
Okay. Who you got, TJ, at 3?
So at number 3, I got Buffalo.
Okay.
I got Buffalo at number 3. I feel like they are making the changes they needed to make after having that loss against the Jets. They're adjusting correctly. And Allen is an elite quarterback. He has great people on the side with Diggs on that outside that can play outside or inside, just a slot. It makes him very dangerous, and he has a lot of other weapons outside there. So I do really think that Buffalo can go back to the championship. The only thing that stops them, to me, is Kansas City.
It's hard to argue with that. Well said. So for me, for number 3, I have to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I hate to say it because for some reason I'm not a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles. Most people that I know that Eagles fan are way too serious. And I've seen several grown men cry over them. But the Eagles, maybe it's the audience. I think it's the audience is real trashy. So that might be it. But not trashy enough to get a slot in my top 5. So right now, number 3, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are the 3rd best team in football right now.
My number 3, Kansas City Chiefs. I think if they had Travis Kelce the first game, I think they destroyed Detroit. I think they'd be number 1, but they got a loss. I got to keep them at 3. That team that plays Sunday against the Bears, when they get that Mahomes and Kelce, they're unstoppable. I don't care if you double Kelce. I don't care what you do because if you double him, Mahomes is going to spread it everywhere. I mean, he's the only quarterback in the league that can.
Hey, yo, pause. Yeah, I got me with pause earlier. Get his ass too.
He's the only QB in the league that can carry a team. Like, don't really have any star wide receivers, anything. He lost Tyreek Hill last year and still won a Super Bowl. He's probably the only person that I would trust that to go in Buffalo. And I'm like, he'll beat Josh Allen. I trust Mahomes going anywhere. I don't like him either, but he's the best player in the league. So you got the best player in the league, you always gonna have a top 5 team.
Yeah, and don't forget, shout out to Kelce for bagging Taylor Swift. He went from a chick that was complaining about 50-50 on the Bills to getting a chick that made way more money than him. That's what I call a come up. Don't underestimate your worth, gentlemen. There's more out there for you. Shout out to Kelce for this. That was a Dr. Mars love moment for you right there. Don't underestimate your worth. Now he about to shake it off into another Super Bowl ring. But number 2, who you got, TJ? Who's your number 2? That's
KC. I read the statements that Cal made was facts. They looked at very scary. No, they didn't drop 70, but they dropped enough to sit here and say, you're not competing with us. And they made it look easy. They made like the Bears look like nothing. We thought 70 looked big, but that 30 looked just as big as that 70 because the way they deliver it. And deliverance is everything. So perception is reality. The perception I saw on that field right there was like, we're coming to win again. They've been almost through 4 Super Bowls out of 5 years. So, no, out of 6 years, sorry. 6 years, and they've been very aggressive getting back to the AFC Championship. Very aggressive. Tom Brady was the only person stopping them from going back to back to back to back. You think about it, the last 2 years before Tom Brady left New England, it was New England and Kansas City. And the year before that was Jacksonville. This was a fluke, but they are real. Mahomes is real, and you know what makes him such a great, complete quarterback? It doesn't matter what hand he has the ball in. He's going to make sure he completes the pass, even when they hit. And that's something I like about him, his endurance. He can take a hit and still keep on kicking. I think they're definitely going to keep going to higher places. I don't see really no team in the AFC stopping them, being honest with you. Buffalo can get the closest, because right now the Bengals of last year ain't the Bengals of this year. It's a totally different team. So the Bengals of last year was able to stop them. And one play stopped the Bengals from going to the Super Bowl again. This year, it's not going to be one play. It's not going to be one play. They're not even in the same level no more. And I think Kansas City is right there to win the Super Bowl.
Is Mahomes top 5 dead or alive already?
Yes.
Top five.
Maybe.
He's been in what, three Super Bowls? 3 Super Bowls, right? 3 Super Bowls? Yeah, because he won one, lost one. He lost 2 or lost 1?
He won.
He lost 1.
1, 2.
Yeah.
But he's been in 3.
So he's been in 3. And how many AFC championships he been through? About like what, 6 already? Like 6, I believe.
Maybe 6.
Yeah, he been 2. Yeah, he been about 6. Because when Tom Brady was on the Patriots, so he was like on 6. At least 5. At least 5. He's at least 5.
For one, then
What happened
for 1 too. Then Joe Burrow beat Kansas City for
yeah.
So he's 5. Yeah.
Is
5. Yeah.
Is he top 3?
Top 3.
Is he top 2?
Ooh, nah, Brady.
Not top 2.
Brady.
So yeah, y'all guys, he's been to 5. He's 3-2 in AFC championships.
Oh, he gotta be top 4. I can't. It's Brady, Montana, Manning. And then I put Mahomes.
Ooh, you put Manning in there? Ooh.
I have Mahomes over Manning. I have Mahomes.
Me too.
Okay. So number 2, I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins. Right now, they're looking like the team to beat, and until they show me otherwise, they're gonna get this ranking. So 70 points once again is a statement. To score in an NFL game, I don't know if that's more devastating of an accomplishment or more devastating of an embarrassment for the defense. But either way, 70 points, you don't see that anymore. That's a Madden score. That's a video game score. It's unrealistic just for the safety of the players usually to get 70 amount of points. But right now, I got the number 2 team in the league. Who you got, TJ, at number 2? Oh, I'm sorry, Cal.
I had realized the Dolphins ain't on my list, but I got the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's because you damn sure know the Cowboys should have been on that list, but that's neither here nor there.
The impressive thing about the Eagles, I don't even think they look good yet, and they still 3-0. The way that they're just doing enough to win these games, defense look great. Jalen Hurts is doing just enough to win. Their running game looks amazing. No matter what running back they put in there, they run the ball. And the difference this year with the Eagles are they're consistently staying with the run. They used to always get in the habit of like trying to pass. They play the Jalen Hurts strengths. I wish more coaching staffs would do things like that because I didn't see this out of Hurts when he came out of college. And they said, hey, we got Hurts. And instead of making him adjust to our system, we will adjust our system around him. I wish more coaches would let their ego go and adjust your system around the players that you have. I promise you'll have more success. But I think the Eagles are a good team. I hate them with all my heart. But I gotta admit, what I'm saying, AJ Brown hasn't even hit his peak for the season yet. And that's the scary thing about them. They're still 3-0. So I got the Eagles.
Okay. And that leaves us with the number 1 team in the NFL. And right now, I have to go with those boys in San Francisco. The San Francisco 49ers right now are the number 1 team to me, in my opinion, in the NFL until proven otherwise. They've come out, they've done everything that they've expected them to do and more. They're well coached. Offense is good. Defense is good. Health is really the only thing that I can see potentially slowing them down. So right now, through week 3, I have my number 1 team is the San Francisco 49ers. Who you got at number 1, TJ?
I have to go with the Cowboys. The Cowboys fans, because they're the only people that believe in the ass. I mean, that takes a lot of heart and dedication, and to know that your team is not going to go nowhere and to believe in them, even after an ass whooping like they got over Sunday. You got to give it to their fans. I mean, that's hard. That's a lot of hard dedication. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys fans. But my real pick is I agree with you, San Francisco. San Francisco. They are playing hard. Nobody's telling them nothing. Uh, they're running from the wide receivers on both left slot, and they're hitting in the middle with a run play. So if you got them on 3 yards, you don't want 3rd and 3. It's like what you gonna do? Because they're gonna spread it out and they're gonna still that offensive line is pushing. So they can spread out and you still gotta play receivers and they're gonna hit the middle and you can't stop it because the line is pushing 4 men back or 5, whatever you have in the front. So San Francisco is looking really spooky. It is possible they can come out of the NFC for the Super Bowl.
I gotta agree with y'all. And I hate to say it, the 49ers, Debo, Brandon Ayuk,
Yeah. Yeah.
Patrick,
Yeah.
Bosa. I forgot the other dudes on the D line. I mean, that team just loaded. Innovative coach may have one of the top 2 best coaches in the league that no matter what formation they line up in, they're going to run the ball. You know they're going to run the ball.
That's what I'm saying. I agree.
Can't
Goes
stop
back to all the shit we said this year earlier. Almost contradict what we was going against when we said the running game doesn't exist no more. This year is all about the fucking run. There has not been really big plays besides T Hill.
The position isn't because they use them for 4 years and then throw them out like a pair of Air Force Ones.
That's true. Once they get the crease in them.
I'm still not. I need somebody to explain to me how they paying Joey Bosa, Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuel, George Kittle.
Their salary cap magician deserves a damn. I don't know what kind of award that would get, but that man budgeted like a black mama with 8 kids. At the beginning of the month,
I call it patronizing because the Patriots used to do that too. They used to get people over there because they got the buy-in of winning and not money. And I mean, it's so hard. Like you get like a Carmelo Anthony. This like he got all the money in the world playing the NBA, but not one of these. I mean, nobody gets in it not to get one of these. Yeah, they want the money. The money and stuff is good, but at the end of the day, Patrick Ewing tried to coach the Orlando Magics for years and thought he was going to get a championship when they went to the finals. And guess what happened? They got swept. So it's all about this. That's the legacy right there. The money is not a legacy as much as the ring is with your name on the side of it saying Ewing. You know what I'm saying? Like you accomplished something. So at the end of the day, the teams that actually take those cuts they're looking about a legacy. They're not looking about the money because their name already exists and they can invest their money they're making through the NFL and get more money. But this right here, it's hard.
That's what I'm saying. They're not taking cuts. They all like pretty much the highest paid in their positions. Like Bosa just signed a crazy contract before he came back to camp just now. Before he came back to the team.
Hey, he must do some crazy ass budgeting because they might that practice team must be as skim as motherfucker. You got like 8 people on the practice team or something because that money's coming from somewhere.
San Francisco is an example of getting this. They're paying top dollar for most of those skill positions, but drafting well on those O-line positions. So right now they're going to blow this up, and when these contracts come up, they're going to have to blow it up. Right now, it's a perfect mixture. It's kind of like how Golden State did in basketball, where they had Dre and Steph. They were superstars still under rookie contract money, and then they could bring in those veterans in at the top dollars. And then by time now, as we can see, Golden State is in the final. NFL would never do that. What they do in basketball, where they'll just pay a team for the loyalty, pay a player for the loyalty of the player. NFL is cutthroat. They'll be like, all right, you got this. Draft well, having good ownership, caring about your players. They're perfect storm we got going on there. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners, they're another team that always seem every other year they're in contention.
If the NFL was like Major League Baseball, we have a champion. We have the same champion every year because that cap is endless. That cap is endless, endless. I think cap makes a big point, and that's something that we probably need to have a topic about how cap impacts the sports of the National Football League. Because if we had Major League Baseball, it'd be totally different. It'd be totally different. Like, let me get you 250, 350,000. Like, it's crazy. Right now we seeing football players get Major League Baseball contracts, and that's like not even the highest ones. You understand what I'm saying? And they getting it for years. Where Major League Baseball players, they getting it for 3 years for 250,000. You know what I'm saying? Million, sorry, million. So it's a control mechanism that controls the mechanism of why teams are changing championships every year. Think about it. Houston. What's the? I can't remember their name in baseball, but they've been constantly winning the World Cup
The World Cup.
every year. Huh?
World Series. You said
The World Series. I said World Cup. Whatever. You know what the hell I mean. World something.
We're gonna get you in short man on this show.
Man, we got to.
Hey,
That was-
World Series. They've been winning the World Series every other year. Sometimes back to back. You know what I'm saying? And because they don't have the cap, they can continue keeping the people they have. But and when you talk about football, there's so much of a cap on there. You only got so much you can work with, which I like better. And I think it works.
Salary caps.
Yeah,
Because
salary caps.
the owners don't have a cap on how much they can earn.
exactly.
So in any profession, I don't believe in salary caps. It should be if you're going to be a communist, if you're going to be a capitalist, be a capitalist and base it off of supply and demand. LeBron should have been getting paid $1 billion a year 10 years ago. But caps are a way to
Control.
control. They say it's to make all teams have an even chance, but at the end of the day, all teams don't have an even chance because so many other factors: taxes, location, family, going
Correct.
opportunities. People, superstars, technically take a pay cut to play in Los Angeles because their taxes are crazy. But would Austin Reeves have his own shoe if he was on any other team?
Exactly.
Would he
That's
be
true.
like that? Getting murals on the wall. There's some benefits that come to playing for a powerhouse like the Cowboys or the Lakers or the Yankees, or it's just some prestige that comes
Or
with it.
Boston or something like that. Yeah,
Or who?
Boston.
The Red Sox?
Boston. Yeah, Red Sox.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some prestige and benefits that come with it. That's gonna, you can make that revenue back. So, I mean, I would rather have less teams, more concentrated talent, more competitive games, than to have parity and have teams in places that we have no need to have a football team.
Like Jacksonville.
Like Jacksonville. Jacksonville doesn't need a team.
Let's name some off. I don't think Cleveland should have a football team.
Oh,
I don't think
though.
Cleveland didn't get on the map until LeBron. Let's be real. You didn't know nothing about Cleveland.
We don't need the Carolina Panthers. Both of those expansion teams could Jaguars and Panthers.
And Buffalo.
We don't need Tennessee, even though Nashville's supposedly the party city.
Y'all taking all the loaded bases away. I mean, except for Jacksonville, but
Listen, before Buffalo start winning, nobody cared when New England was busting Buffalo ass. Until now. Like the Jets should not exist.
What? But all these places sell out the stadium.
The Giants and Jets share the same stadium in New Jersey. They're not even New York teams. They're in New Jersey.
It's about making money. They sell the stadiums out.
Not the Jets really. They haven't really sold out this. If you look at it, they have not sold out a stadium in over 15 years.
I feel
by that same time, the Patriots beat them 15 games straight.
Yeah. If your team is in lowest revenue for 5 years in a row, like if you're in the bottom 5 for revenue or attendance for 5 years in a row, your team should go on the auction block. and like another city should be able to auction them to if they could put up a better package. Like nobody goes to Charlotte Hornet games, even with LaMelo, even with Michael Jordan as the ownership. That's why they went to
Agreed.
Hornets. They went to become the Pelicans, and they went back to the Hornets. Somehow they got another team, and nobody goes to those games. So shoot, moving to Hampton Roads. You know, we wouldn't go either, but at least we could see what it's like to have a team for 5 years.
They should do like soccer, where the teams down on the bottom they get relegated, and then the other teams get to come up. I think that will force owners to actually go out and put some talent on the field. But when they know they're getting an even revenue split, there's no initiative or anything to make them like go out there and create a good team. I think like like what Mars said, like top, it should be like a percentage for the top teams. So if you top, you should get more of the revenue, and it should trickle down like that. But it should not be an even cut.
First of all, what Mark is drinking on? Because that should look good as hell.
And that's what a lot of them have. They
Mars,
get it to make money.
what are you drinking on? It looks good as hell.
You know, I'm a Stella Rosa Casanova, so I got this new Stella Rosa Cranberry.
Nice.
It's amazing. It's a 1917, and it's just delicious.
That's the year it was made?
It says 1917 on the bottom, but it can't be because this is Stella Rosa, and that junk is usually brand new. But it says 1917, but I know it's not that old. But I never had cranberry wine, but delicious. Highly recommended.
I need to try some wine then.
Yeah, every episode I'm normally got a little bit of wine to wind down. So did everybody get their number ones?
Yep.
Yes, you did.
So that's it, man. We gave y'all a supersized episode to make up for us being gone for so long. I promise that we will not leave you that long. So hi haters, we're back from our hiatus. It's your boy Mars, aka Marlon Beardo. Of course, Big TJ, thank you so much, brother. We gotta have you and Short Man at the same time. I see. So, oh man, we just have a fact check. Like somebody will volunteer, and we'll just it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot, and then give them both a bottle of Hennessy as to go on.
My facts, all right. I just sometimes name the shit wrong. I'm sorry because I'm sipping. But next time I won't be drinking. Next time we have this conversation, so I'll be on point.
We appreciate.
That man DJ McCullum.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna have Alvin fucked up one day when we do our podcast together, and I want to see his fact checks. How about that? You drinking water over there, buddy? You drinking water over there?
His liver got to take a break. Trust me. I was with him in Vegas. He is for that 40 liver ain't the same as that 39 liver. I swear that. I swear that oil light come on when you hit 40. You be like, oh man, what's going on? I need to get my tires rotated. And of course,
you know, Mark, we've been through it already. I mean, he's just walking through the 40. You know what I mean? Age. You feel me?
You went through it like 2 weeks before me.
A month, a whole entire month.
Tell me what you like when you get 2 years into it. Stuff already broke. My warranty already ran out on a couple of things. I was like, oh shit. I gotta get my kneecaps replaced or something like that. But
hey, I'm on the next one, guys. Just let me know. I got enough time. Just let me know.
We definitely will.
Kyle Jones, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Below the Whistle Sports, second half of season 1. Check out the first half of season 1. We got more content for your boy Mars, for your boy TJ, and of course Kyle Jones. We appreciate y'all for watching in. Below the Whistle Sports.